Hi, sixth graders. Happy Friday. So for today in writing, we are going to be still working on planning out that story. Yesterday, you kind of planned the specific parts of the plot or what was going to happen in your story. And today, we're going to focus a little bit more on just the story elements. So kind of all encompassing, what is this story going to be about and the different parts included. So we're going to focus on 5 story elements here. We're going to focus on the setting, the plot, the characters, the conflict, and then the theme. All right, so on each of these, I have put the definitions just to kind of remind us what each of these are. And so the setting is when and where the story takes place. All right, so we need to focus on where it's taking place, but also when, because depending on your story, maybe you decided that you want to go back in time or make it more of a futuristic story. So those types of things really impact, what's going on. So we need to know when and where. All right, so for Miss B's and mine's story, when, that's just present day. All right, we're not doing anything crazy with our day or time period. It's just what's going on right now. And then where this takes place is we're going to have two separate kind of main, places where it's taking place. And so I'm going to put takes place at Miss B's apartment and Miss Zollmann's house. Oops, spelled my name wrong. All right, so we have 2 main places. There might be some other places where it kind of takes place just real quick, like outside our house. But for the most part, it's mainly going to take place in both of our, her apartment, my house, where we currently live. Moving over to the plot. Again, this is just kind of what's happening. So that's really what you planned out yesterday. So you don't need to put every single detail like you did because you did all that work yesterday, but just kind of give me a brief kind of summary of what is your story going to be about. So for our story, I'm going to put Rhea and Kiara want to have a play date. But Miss B and Miss Zollmann, won't let them because of the stay at home order and social distancing, even for puppies. All right, so I got 2 of them down. Characters, again, this is something that we've planned out already. So, just give me a list of your characters. So obviously we have Rhea and Kiara. Then we have Miss B and Miss Zollmann. And then we have all the other doggies. So Athena, Rosie, Desi, Sarabi, and then we'll put Tyler in there for good measure, just in case. All right, and then the conflict, the problem in this story that our main characters are facing. I kind of put that in my plot a little bit, but that is Miss B and Miss Zollmann won't let Kiara and Rhea have a play date. Sad day. All right, and then lastly, the theme. And so the theme, if you remember, is the lesson or the message from the story. We did a lot of work about theme and reading this year. So, we haven't gone through our story, so you might not be able to give a super detailed theme, just like we would, if we were to read a story and then write a theme. But just kind of do your best. What are your main characters going to learn? Or I guess it doesn't even need to be your main character, but what is somebody going to learn from this story? What could anybody take away from it? All right, and so I think, for right now, looking at our story, I'm going to focus on what kind of Rhea and Kiara are going to learn, excuse me, throughout this story. And I think they're really going to learn that, they have to kind of put their own needs aside for the greater good, right? Because they just kind of want to play together. That's all they're focused on. They don't really care that they have to be social distancing. But, for society, for their family, it's really important that they kind of just stay separated right now. So I'm just going to put a basic theme. And, as my story progresses, I could probably be a little bit more specific. Okay. So I'm going to put you, and remember, we want to make it universal so that it applies to anybody. So I don't want to say Ray and Kiara are going to learn. You have to put own needs aside for the greater good. Perfect. So now I have even a more complete picture of what my story is going to be like, so that when I go to start writing it, I have a better idea of where I'm going to go. All right, as always, let us know if you guys have any questions.